just dumbfounded to get, the sentences that were handed down, and and hopefully, come appeal time we'll be able to turn that over, But I mean, I was astounded, really astonished that the guys that were convicted and there was a couple of jail sentences handed down as well, albeit they were suspended and allowed home. But it just didn't add up, It just didn't.
In June 2014, one of the fans who'd refused to pay a fine faced trial. He was acquitted in the face of contradictory police evidence. In November this year, another fan who had also refused to pay a fine was acquitted. He had sustained serious facial injuries after being batoned by mounted police, which they claimed had happened prior to his arrest. Video evidence showed this to be a lie, and the police evidence was described as unreliable by the presiding judge. 5 appeals have still to formally begin. The appeal system is more investigative than the Dutch system and will be overseen by 3 judges. One fan still faces trial after refusing to pay the fine.
So you touched on the appeals there, Eddie, so Christian, can you tell us about the appeals? Has the landscape changed significantly within Amsterdam regarding the incidents? Are they viewed differently now? A realisation of police guilt maybe? Or how are the appeals viewed?
Well, since the first 6 cases, there's been 2 other Celtic fans that went to court and they both were acquitted. So that gives hope for the future. And also in the city council the police behaviour was discussed, and I think the conclusion was that it wasn't that good at all, and there's been more trouble last season at Ajax, and also against the game against Cambuur.
Against
Cambuur Leeuwarden, it's a team of the north of the Netherlands.
Oh, yeah.
Also in
that's Cambuur.
And also in that game, the conclusion was that the police didn't handle it too well. Right. So I believe in that perspective, I think the landscape changed.
Right. And is it too early to be confident about the appeals which are still to be heard? I mean, what's the situation with the appeals?
Yeah.
Is there a date set for them yet?
No, we're still waiting, and because now it's not going to be a speed trial anymore, so that means that we're going to hear an awful lot of witnesses, and then so there's no reason to be confident yet. We just have to wait. But okay. I think we have a better chance than first instance.
So if anybody has any evidence or any footage on their phones or any photos that they've still got on their phones, would that be useful to you in the appeals?
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I think the video evidence has been of great value in the cases, also in the cases where fans were acquitted.
Where I think a lot of us in this country and in many countries throughout the world are familiar with miscarriages of justice. I know that Celtic fans protested outside the Dutch embassy in various places after the original verdicts. If the appeals are successful, which we all hope and pray they will be, will the police face any actions if the accused end up being acquitted? How does that work? Will they be questioned about their accounts in court?
No, probably not. They will be questioned before the appeal case, because I'm going to ask them as a witness, but not about what they did. And we can ask for compensation at the court. One Celtic fan was already awarded compensation, including his hotel, his travel, but also his Ajax Celtic ticket was compensated.
So that'll be a collector's item now.
Yes, so there will be a compensation, but it's really hard. I mean, we can complain about the police then, but it's really hard to do something against police violence also in the Netherlands, and I believe in other countries as well.
And has anybody ever tried to take a case to court against the police?
Yes, but it's been very hard in other examples as well. Yes.
Okay. Like many other fans, I'm astonished when I look back at the undercover police unit And the fact that in most of the testimonies, when you view the testimonies, people say we didn't know they were policemen, but the judge dismissed this. What, is that unit still in existence?
Yes.
Is it the Romeo unit?
Yes, it's the Romeo unit, and I mean, Ajax fans are not the only ones complaining about them. Obviously, there's now Celtic fans and also fans from other teams, but beside that, also squatters have to do with.
Squatters?
Yes, they also have to do with the Romeo unit, and there are a lot of complaints about them. But I must say, in Holland, it's common to work with undercover police during football games. So it's not because I'm aware of the fact that all the Celtic fans were surprised about that.
Yep.
I'm defending 9 clients, and all of them said they weren't aware that it was police. So the police claims, they said it loudly, but how? All those independent from each other, all those people declared that they didn't know. So, I wonder who's right.
Yeah.
Okay. And how surprised, we're obviously here, you're off to see Celtic hammer Dundee in an hour's time. How surprised have you been by the reaction of the Celtic support to the cases since you were brought in to represent the lads who were arrested?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I've never seen something like that. It's amazing to see how everything is organised and all the contact I have with people here in Glasgow and around, and I think that's great, and that really helped, because if you don't have something like that, the guys who were standing trial, they would have much bigger trouble. But now, because of everybody's looking in YouTube evidence and all that, they could help the case, and it's great, and I'm very happy to see my first game at Celtic Park today.
Excellent. Hopefully we'll thump Dundee. And Eddie, that support from organisations like the Celtic Trust and individual fans will continue for the lads?
No, absolutely. As long as the guys need support and the appeals are still outstanding, there is a fund there to help them for any costs that they might incur. And the way that Celtic support came together so quickly after the Amsterdam thing was just fantastic, and it's something that I'll always remember. Even things like guys picketing the Dutch embassies in Dublin and the embassies in London, and people were contacting us from all over. Is there anything we can do? And social media was obviously a great way of getting that organised very, very quickly. But and again, I know, and it's a well often phrase that I use, but I just think the Celtic fans, when they're together and they're marching in the one direction, it can be a real formidable force. And for me, what happened about the Amsterdam thing was a real example of that. There was a wrong here, against the Celtic support, and people wanted to put it right, and all the politics and all that sort of stuff are all pushed to the one side at times like that, and the Celtic fans were really united, and the level of support they got for the Celtic support was just incredible. And it wasn't just the Trust, the other supporters organisations and individual fans, and guys through the social media and stuff like that were fantastic as well. So as long as the guys needed support, I'm sure that it'll be there for them.
Eddie Toner's got my vote as the next chairman of Celtic Football Club then. Stand aside here.
Well, they were putting Jeanette up as the chief executive yesterday, so maybe we would make a good team.
There you go, first joint chairs. And one last thing, Christian, important thing, Celtic fans love monuments. You just showed yourself in Denise the monuments of the fantastic statues and players outside the ground. Fenian lampposts in Amsterdam. Have you been to see the Fenian lamppost?
Yes, I go there. I go there very often.
And it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, maybe next time we're in Amsterdam, we'll pay a wee pilgrimage together.
Okay.
So we've got Dundee in an hour's time. Denise, we've not spoken to you yet. Are you looking forward to your first visit to Celtic Park?
Yeah, definitely, yes.
Yeah, excellent. And at the moment we've got a television match with some second division teams on.
Yeah.
Don't quite know why that is.
No, there doesn't seem to be much interest in it here.
No interest at all. But thank you, and as we said, you're very, very welcome at Celtic anytime.
You guys
hopefully we'll get these cases, the lads will all be free, their names will be free, but even after that, you'll both, and all Dutch people, will always be welcome at Celtic. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
The Dam Justice campaign continues.